Rob has another Joy Reid clip, folks. For Christian people in the room here, please drop a prayer for her. Rob, we don't want her to lose her mind. Please go ahead and play this clip. Go for it.
This on this set numerous times is that you have a state where you've got a 6-week abortion or a 12-week abortion. I think theirs might be 12 weeks.
Yep.
But it's a state where women lost their reproductive rights, where there was a very heavy push to get women to focus on not putting in place, re-electing, putting back into the White House the person who was responsible for taking those rights away and restoring them. But that message obviously was not enough to get enough white women to vote for Vice President Harris, a fellow woman. This will be the second opportunity that white women in this country have to change the way that they interact with the patriarchy. And, God bless Shannon Watts, who has tried to have that conversation. But if people aren't receptive to it, and if people vote more party line or more on race than on gender and on protecting their gender, there's really not much more that you can do but tell people what to do.
Think about how she talks. Listen to how binary. So in her mind, there are oppressors, oppressed. It's all about that. It's either you're a victim or you're an oppressor. And that's literally how she sees it. It's the prism in which she sees the entire world. And the rest of us know that the world is not that reductive. She's so reductive in her outlook, and it's so condescending because nobody could believe that the world at the level of detail is that reductive.
Hello?
It doesn't make any sense. Good guys, bad guys. It's literally what it is. Good guys, bad guys.
Right. What are they going to say?
Rob, can you pull up the clip? So watch this here, folks, because we're talking, I was with Pierce a couple days ago, and I'm talking to him. If I can get your attention, folks. Some of you guys are speaking. Guys, in this room, if you want to network, go outside. Here, let's stay with us. I'm talking to Pierce, and he asked me a question about what he thinks is going to happen post-election. I think today, for as long as Trump is a candidate, he's the #1 most hated man in America by the establishment. If Trump wins tonight, tomorrow he drops to #3. Because the #1 most hated man in America will be Musk, 2 will be J.D. Vance, he will be 3.
Yeah.
Rachel Maddow said the following yesterday. Rob, can you pull up the clip of Rachel Maddow? Rachel Maddow is losing her mind over the amount of influence that Elon Musk has, and she doesn't know what to do with it. She has no idea what to do with it. Watch this clip of what Maddow thinks needs to happen to Elon Musk. Go ahead, Rob.
Even if Trump doesn't win, the Defense Department and NASA are going to need a new arrangement for all their rockets and for all the multi-billion-dollar contracts Elon Musk's companies have with the U.S. government. The U.S. government is going to have to either, unwind from all of those contracts, or Elon Musk's companies are going to have to unwind from him. This is an untenable reality in national security terms, now that we know what we know about Elon Musk. But even if Trump...
Why do you think they fear Musk as much as they do, Dave?
Well, look, what Elon Musk did, and by the way, you could find a lot of quotes from Rachel Maddow, and just Hillary Clinton last month blatantly said, if we don't have censorship online, we lose our control of the narrative. And you got to remember, right, it was not that long ago. Like, I'm not saying in my grandpa's day. I'm saying in my life, the corporate media had a monopoly on information. This was up till very recently. This is such a new phenomenon. And the plan after 2016, when Trump won the first time, what they did to deal with that was they hauled in, if you remember, all the heads of social media companies, and they had Congress threaten them, like basically, if you don't crack down on misinformation, Russian propaganda, which by the way can be anything, then we're gonna shut you down. And it worked. They got all of them to start censoring people. And then Elon Musk stepped in and totally messed up their entire plan and made Twitter somewhat of a free speech platform. And so, Pat, I think you're absolutely right. Trump's essentially, he's in there, but he can't run for re-election again. He's not the real threat. But Elon Musk, he said on Rogan the other day that if Kamala Harris wins, he thinks he's going to be in real trouble. I'll just say, it's still true whether Trump wins or not. Like, if we learned one thing from Trump's first 4 years, there's a whole executive branch that he does not have control of. There's 3-letter agencies that he does not have control of. Just so everyone, enjoy tonight. I'm not trying to celebrate. It looks like Trump's gonna win. This is incredible. But the fight is just starting, man. It's not over. This is just the beginning, and Elon Musk is in real danger.
Yeah, but the part that excites me about this, that he's involved, here's a guy that's worth almost $300 billion. By the way, he can go buy a small country and just enjoy himself if he really wanted to do it, right? But he's choosing to buy X, he's choosing to do all the stuff that he's doing, and now you realize if Musk doesn't buy Twitter, Alex Jones is not on the live today because he would be suspended and YouTube's not gonna let him back on. If Musk doesn't buy X, maybe all the other platforms don't let him back on. If Musk doesn't buy X, maybe Mark Zuckerberg doesn't write that letter to Honorable Chairman Jim Jordan.
100%.
If Musk, so he is in the way, in a big way, because Google can't do what they were usually doing. Google's like, oh, we made a mistake, and Rogan was very noble to say YouTube didn't make a mistake. That, the whole Trump Rogan, you couldn't find, other clips were coming up. He said, no, YouTube didn't do anything. You can still find us over here. I think they're gonna go after this guy hard, but if they win, he's got 4 years to get in to expose enough people where the shit could stop the next 4 years. I think he's gonna be very formidable, but I do think he's enemy to state #1 the next 4 years. I don't think anybody's ahead of him. I think he's #1. Vince.
And David, do you know why? You remember why Musk turned on them and bought Twitter? They transitioned one of his children, and he said he didn't appreciate it, that they had gotten too dangerous, and he had to come out against it. And this is what they've done. They've started bothering people's children, and you take it too far when you bother their children. And every man that has any bit of testosterone about him, the things you have to do in the family is that first you have to love your children and your family, then you have to protect them. And a man that doesn't protect his own children is not a man. And these people have gone after our children, and real men are standing up, and they're saying, this stops here.
Yeah. Just building on that, I think that was kind of one of the talking points that the left actually lost. They really attacked J.D. Vance for making the statement that you don't want a bunch of childless cat ladies in positions of power. And they tried to make it seem like he was speaking about, people that are struggling to have children, have fertility issues. No, he was very clear in what he meant, and I very much agree with that sentiment. These are people who don't have an investment in your future, right? One of the things that really makes you care deeply about what's going to happen in the future is becoming a parent. And when you get people like Kamala Harris, who doesn't care at all about your future, she cares about herself, she cares about where she's going, she cares about how she can climb, the power totem pole. That's a very scary predicament for America. So going back to Elon Musk, he watched the Church of Woke, the demonic Church of Woke, the impact that it had on his child. He openly spoke about his child and transgenderism, and I think he had a personal investment in wanting to watch that church, or I shouldn't even call it a church, burn to the ground.
They turned his kid against him.
Yeah, they turned his child against him, and that makes it now
what
personal.
What are you doing?
Yeah, that makes it personal.
That's what the Maoists did.
They messed with the wrong man's child.
Well, listen, look, here's what I've learned in life. I don't know why God's given me a strange memory. And for whatever reason, when I was a small guy and whatever businesses I was doing and some of the people were underestimating, I will never forget the phrases, the lack of respect or any of that stuff. It just stays. And like, no problem. It's like the scene where Trump is sitting there and Obama's making fun of him at that one dinner. You know which one I'm talking about? And he's like, got it. I will forever remember this. Or when Obama was doing mean tweets with Jimmy Fallon or Jimmy Kimmel, and Trump said whatever he said, and he says, at least I will go down as a president. Drops the mic. And Trump's like, no, I didn't forget it. There are certain people in life you do not screw and cross over because they got a memory they will never forget. They're going to come after you. This was one of those guys. One of the best decisions I ever made in my life was joining the U.S. Army. When I served the 101st Airborne Division Air Assault, the level of pride of America being the greatest country in the world went to the roof. If you are a veteran, or if you support veterans, you have family members, Veterans Day, we have brand spanking new gear for you to choose from, a whole plethora of options of what to choose from, with shirts that say we support armed veterans, I am an armed veteran, dog tags, shirts, hats, all of the different gears that we have. And for the first 250 people that place an order, you have the option of 12 to 15 brand spanking new mugs that we have. One says Angry Patriot, another one says BizDoc, another one has got the US flag, another one has PBD Podcast or Valuetainment or A Future Looks Bright. Go to vtmerch.com, place your order for Veterans Day. These things are going to go very quickly, and you'll get a custom mug that'll be sent your way.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.